Welcome to another quick hit review. It is the 5th of June. Half a dozen things that I'm looking at, however there is nothing in particular out there that I'm drawn to in terms of a good trading opportunity. Just one piece of news out today at 3 o'clock UK time. We have non-manufacturing. Apart from that, it looks as though it's a clear day for trading. Let's go and take a look at the Euro-Yen trend continuation opportunity. This is probably the best setup that I've got on the charts. So we are still trading within this wick. One thing to bear in mind is that we could see some bullish pressure at any time, and we have still had this lower low, lower close a few days ago, and we're now pulling back into this structure area. If we go to the 240, here on the 240 we've got a move lower, an outside return, a move lower, an outside return, a move lower, and an outside return. So this is the outside return, so anywhere within this zone we can look for shorting opportunities, and within the wicks would be our first chance entry. Now if we drop to the 60, there is a pattern formation here, but it doesn't come within the wicks. So we need to wait for more confirmation. And when I say it's not in the wicks, see how we violated here above this structure level. But what we have is a rising channel, like this. You can actually look at it. If we have it on the closes of the candles, depending how you draw this out, you could have it like that, and you can say that we have already had the breakout. You may actually draw this slightly different. You may draw it like that. But minimum of 4 touches for these types of patterns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiple tests up here. This, as I say, could have already broken out, or if you do draw it differently, something like this, then we haven't broken out. It depends how you draw it. I would personally wait for some form of breakout here. What I would actually love is to see this thing come back up for a retest up here, because we have had the RSI. Well, actually we didn't quite tap the overbought there, so we may not get a double top, but look for a breakout then, maybe a pullback to this trend line, and an entry signal up here, and a chance to get short, playing for a retest of the lows, and then I would look for a continuation down to this level. Pound Aussie, I did have a head and shoulders on the radar last night, which I was just about to enter, but I thought I would check the news because it was a lower time frame head and shoulders, and we did have news out at 2:30 in the morning, so I couldn't take it. But pay attention to the Pound Aussie. We are down at this major level of structure, and we do have the RSI that has gone oversold here. I am expecting a pop to the upside, and just look at the directional move we've had, and this structure level that we've come into is a major level of structure where we have seen reactions in the past. So I am expecting some sort of pop here to the upside, maybe as far as this level. So there are several hundred pips up for grabs here if we can get some form of entry. 260 pips ish, something like that. But the problem is that we're not setting up in a way that would provide any type of entry for me. Here on the 240, this is just consolidation. Here on the 60, we've had this move lower, and from that point we have then been consolidating sideways like this. So we've got this structured consolidation that's going on. I would not look at this as a low and tight flag, because we're actually within the lows of our structure level. So I wouldn't be playing for any type of extension here. Let's go down to the 15, but with this structured consolidation we typically get double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders. And this structured consolidation, this is a channel. Unfortunately, it isn't the best. Look at all the wicks everywhere that we've got. Wicks, 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 big wick here, and this makes it incredibly difficult to trade. What I did have, and it was on the 5, it actually hit in the night, but just to show you, this was in real time. We'd actually come down into this level of structure right here, and we double bottomed. Now it was only a minor level that's been tested a few times, but what we did with this double bottom is we actually violated just here. And if you look from our swing high, we saw a pullback for our left shoulder, we saw a double-headed head and shoulders, and with this confirmed breakout, this is a very, very profitable strategy because you're playing at the double bottom with a 2618 and you're playing a head and shoulders. And so what you do is you set a limit order at the 618, you front run by a couple of pips, aggressive limit order, and then what happened is you got filled here and targets were a retest of the highs, and this was the news that came out, so that's why I couldn't take it. But nevertheless, you know, it's good to see. I would like to see something within this channel. We may have, do we have an advanced pattern? No, we don't. Do we have anything down here? No, it's ugly. Let's have a look at the 15. No, so really isn't a great deal here, to be honest with you, but keep an eye on it because I'm expecting a pop to the upside. Pound yen, looking at trend continuation, and I am looking at a move lower. I wrote here, so structure level on at our lows just here. We still have not come down to that level. And yesterday we did put in a higher high, higher close candle because we did go oversold. So could be seeing a little bit of relief here, could be seeing a little bit of a pullback. Where could we be seeing that pullback to? Well, we had a move lower, an outside return, a move lower, an outside return, a move lower. This is your outside return, so we would be looking for a substantial move higher here. What could we be doing now? Well, what concerns me is that we have put in a little retest here. Where does that retest come into? Does it come into any structure looking left? Let's take a look. Nothing there. Okay, we do have a key level here. But that's about it really. Nothing I'm really interested in. Let's go and take a look at the 60, and this now is actually a triple bottom. Just let me make sure it's held here on the 60. No, it's not a triple bottom here on the 60. We've violated, so nothing here for me, if I'm completely honest. I would look for something like an AB equals CD pattern, something like this, coming into these wicks just here, and I would look for an entry reason, something like a double top, and then a chance to ride it down for first targets down to the structure level, and then maybe hold for second targets down to these lows, something like that. Pound dollar, spoken about pound dollar for many days now, saying that we could get this move higher based on this pattern, based on the retest that we had down here, based on this structure level where we had all this buying pressure and the RSI that was oversold. I'm still looking for long opportunities. I did also mention, watch out, we could see a head and shoulders, but I need a clear violation here of the left shoulder, a pullback, an entry reason. Targets are going to be of the butterfly pattern. Still plenty of room to go higher here. We just need to wait for the confirmation. Let's take a look at the 60. Sorry about that. I've got one of my shortcut keys right next to my other shortcut keys. Here on the 60, what I would say is we're clearly moving higher here. Let's go and take a look at the 15. and I was looking for, no, we've not got it. I was looking at this, so we had a move higher, an outside return. Sorry, nope, it was from here. Move higher, outside return. We never actually got the move higher there, so this was the move higher, this was the outside return. This was the move higher, we just made a new high, this was the outside return, and I was looking for a move higher and a pullback into this zone just here. You can see we had a nice little double top and this test here, but we have failed to put in a new high, so there is still no opportunity for me here. This is a case of just waiting now for some form of confirmation. Really going to have to change that hotkey. Let's go and look at the New Zealand yen. Really, guys, is not a great deal out there for me, if I'm honest with you. New Zealand yen, we have had a move lower, and we are now seeing a pullback into this consolidation area. Again, pay attention to this is a New Zealand pair where we have this big wick, and so there's buying pressure, so this could be a turning point where we see a significant move. Let's go to the 240, and we do have an AB equals CD pattern here. This is not a complex pullback, guys, and I'll explain why. It's not a complex pullback because we've violated the outside return. A complex pullback is a 3-point move or a trend within a trend, and we've violated the outside return here. So this is only an AB equals CD pattern. You can see this better on the 60. Now pay close attention to this wick. This wick has actually stopped us from making a new high. However, because of the latest hourly candle that's closed, we have actually closed up here. So if I put a structure level on at the highs, we have come into this level just here that's been tested 3 times. But if I'm honest, we've violated this AB equals CD pattern. So there is nothing here for me, even though we have had the RSI go oversold at 85. The only thing I would be interested in at this triple test is a double top. So look for a pullback here. Look for that retest for that double top. Make sure that we hold, and then maybe look for a little pullback to maybe this level, or at maximum down to this zone. Very weak opportunity though, if I'm honest. New Zealand dollar, spoke about this quite a bit as well. This was our Gartley pattern that I've been talking about, and I still have the drawings on here, so what I'm just going to do is remove this information. We never got an entry. It's looking like we're going to go and hit targets now, that 382. Just to very quickly recap on this, I said that we had not come down to test the closes of the candles, and we'd put in this 3-bar reversal, and from this point this is we could see the move. We have got it, and we have almost hit that 382. So unless we get a pullback here and run out of steam, it's looking like this is going to be a 135 pip move that happened without us, which is a real shame. Just look at the move that we had. We was hoping for a pullback into the structure level. The only pullback we got was this. Now we have just gone oversold here, so we could see a little bit of relief, and if we do, this is the structure level to pay attention to. Okay, look for a pullback into it here, an entry reason, and because we're in the middle of no man's land really, we've left what would have been our entry and we're halfway to targets, then I would look to take first targets at a retest of the highs, move to break even, and hold for those second targets. So we'll see if we get a pullback there. And the last thing, dollar CAD, we have a cipher pattern at market. For those of you that trade ciphers, you're getting a very nice entry right now. X to A to B, B to C, and a CD completion was here. We have just come down, or we've almost come down into the structure lows. We are having the RSI, is that right, at 2? just let me reload this. That can't be right, surely. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the ATR at 23. Okay, we're oversold at 11 here. Okay, so we could see as we come into that structure level some relief. As you can see, I'm already in this trade, looking for that 382. If we just drop down to the 60, we'll see if there's anything going on down here. No, nothing. So that's everything that I have on the radar. As always, there will be probably be some day trading opportunities that appear later on, early morning or into the afternoon, but right now there is very little on the radar that's out there for me.